Afternoon, everyone. Actually, that was really interesting. I'm going to come and chat to you a bit later. There's some similarities in some areas. So I just want to spend 15 minutes or so to tell you about Quantum Pharma. I'll need to spend a bit of time telling you about the business and then talking about what we think we can deliver going forward. So Quantum as a business is about 10 years old, floated on the AIM market in December 2014, so just over a year or so. We've got three broad divisions, and I think we've got an interesting concept which makes us an attractive investment opportunity. We've got three divisions, okay? We operate across about 8 sites, including in the UK and 1 in Greece. The three divisions are specials. Don't worry, I'll come back to explain what a special is. That's our highly profitable, strong core business, okay? And we're using that to fund two particular growth areas. A niche pharmaceutical business, which is in the orange here, and a medication adherence business, which I'll come on to, and I've got a little prompt there to show you, that down here in green. So three broad business areas, one which is a strong core, highly cash generative, which is using to fund two growth areas. Niche pharmaceuticals, which we have a pipeline of 70 products in. A number of those are in oncology side effects, actually, and a medication adherence, which allows us to help people take medication more appropriately at their home. So in terms of the overview, our core business was founded in 2004, and that's specials, as I say. I'll come back to that. We went through private equity ownership until the point where we listed on the stock market in December 2014. Our whole business model is about breadth of product range and service. So we're a service-based pharmaceutical business, okay? And that's really important to our business model going forward. We have state-of-the-art manufacturing and our own in-house development facilities, which we're using. And we offer a range of services and products to retail, to wholesale, and to hospitals, primarily in the UK, but with significant geographic expansion opportunities. Just touching on the hierarchy of prescribing in the UK, this sets the context of what we do as a business in terms of the special side. The preference in the UK in terms of prescribing, where appropriate for the patient, is a UK licensed product. 99 or 98% of products in the UK are that type of product. If that's not suitable for the particular patient's needs, then they will look to prescribe an overseas licensed product that has a license overseas but doesn't carry a license in the UK. And that's for a number of reasons, normally commercial. And then finally, they will prescribe, where the other two aren't appropriate for the patient, a UK-made special. That's where Quantum comes in, okay? Our business operates across all of the areas, the core business, across imported specials and manufactured in our own facility specials. And then we're now developing products that take us into the licensed arena. Again, we've got 70 in that pipeline. And then we have adherence, which obviously transcends all areas of the market. So let me describe what a special is. There's two broad categories to our product range, and to give you a flavour. So a special is a product that is written on a prescription by a doctor, which we supply after manufacturing it. That is for a patient who has a special need, hence the name. So a simple example will be a change in form of that product, where the patient needs the product. There may be a license that's available as a tablet, but they have dysphagia. They might have throat cancer, for example, and they can't swallow that tablet. The doctor makes the decision that the patient needs that, but they need it as a liquid. We will then take it back to its raw material, manufacture it as a liquid, a one-off manufacture, and send it to the patient via the pharmacy network, okay? We have about 8,000 products in that range broadly. That's for 1 in 1,000 prescriptions, okay? So the service that we offer here is to allow the large pharmacy chains, and indeed independents, and the wholesalers to not worry about this category. They cannot stock these products because they're far too low volume, and they will come to us for these products, and we offer them a complete service, okay? Just to give you a flavour, those products will take us about 1 hour to manufacture on average, by hand. Okay, so this is the fractions, about 1 in 1,000 prescriptions. The other category below, special obtains, is part of our service. As I said, we're a service-based business, and that allows us to offer the complete range. These are simply products that the wholesalers just don't want to stock, okay? They're perishable, like breads or foodstuffs. They are hosiery and things like that, just low volume products that they don't want to stock. Again, written on a prescription by a doctor, which we respond to. So in this category, everything we do is in response to a call for action by a doctor. Okay, we're the market leader in this space, roughly a third of the market leader by size, service and breadth of range. Okay. Now this is the base with which we're going from. We've got two businesses in the area. Quantum Pharma is the original business which was formed in 2004, servicing retail and wholesale. Okay. UL Medicines is a business which we acquired in 2012, which services primarily the hospitals market. Okay, so there's two slightly different markets. Both require specials, both have different product areas. Roughly 8,000 products running through Quantum and about 500 to 600 running through UL Medicines. Okay, that's our core business. We acquired a business called New Pharma Laboratories in 2015, so that's our most recent acquisition. That manufactures larger scale or batch products, so these are still unlicensed products, but they're just made in slightly larger volumes, okay? And in terms of pharmaceutical, we're talking still tiny volumes, 10, 20, maybe 100 litres or a few hundred packs of products. This is effectively a vertical integration play for us, so we can take more margin in, improves our operating efficiencies, but also has a fantastic customer base that is relatively underpenetrated. So we can push our 8,000 products through that customer base. Aseptics is an area which we built a purpose-built unit ourselves in 2013. This makes patient-specific, one-off products to treat cancer. Okay, so this is product that goes directly into the bloodstream, just as we were talking about before, where the patient has a specific need. It's a very specific medicine, made to order. And our turnaround times are rapid, and this is the key to the business. If an order is placed with us by 6 p.m, it'll be delivered by 10:30 next day, okay? Now, in this case, that changes the market because the next best in the market is about 48 hours. With a cancer patient, the problem with that is if the patient is presented the day before, and this is how it works, the patient goes in, they're tested to see whether they can be given the medication. Sometimes they can't, in fact, often they can't because the tumour's changed or the patient's ill. The medicine would, in our competitor's case, already have been ordered, so it goes in the bin. Big waste to the NHS. Ours allows them to be tested, to get specific about what the patient can or can't take the medicine, what's happened to the tumour, and then place the order with us for next day delivery and infusion. Big growth area. So that's our core business. Specials of different types. They're both the unlicensed standard product or intravenous product that goes directly into the bloodstream. This is where a lot of our growth is going to come from, okay? Niche pharmaceuticals. We have a pipeline of about 70. We've put 5 products into the market already. The key to this is using our core business to provide us with information. So a number of those specials that I've talked about, of those 8,000, you've got your typical Pareto. About 300 of those count for about 50% of volume. 7,700 account for the other 50% of volume. We have a live information here as to what's going on in the market. And in particular, we can see trending in the products. We also have the skill set internally as part of our niche pharma division to take those products through to license. Now, why would we do that? Simple. It's a financial gain for us because once a product is licensed in its exact form, then it cannot be manufactured as a special. So if we take a product that we're currently manufacturing as a special and our competitors are currently manufacturing as a special and license it, then we should get market gain both from a volume and a margin perspective because we're then starting to make higher volumes. It's low risk because the products already exist. We're not trying to create new products. They exist, they're being used, and in fact many of them will have been used for 20 or 30 years, okay? So they're known to the authorities. We're simply changing their registration status. Now it sounds simple, but obviously you need a skill set to do that. You need 2 things, knowledge and the skill set to do it. The core business provides us with this opportunity. So of the 70 products we've got, about 35 or so of those are taking products from an unlicensed status to a licensed status. The other are regulated devices, which I'll come on to. We've already launched 5. A number of those are in the treatment of side effects of treatment of oncology treatment, okay? So we just heard quite a lot about cancer there. Cancer causes some significant issues for people outside of the treatment itself. It's a toxic treatment, and that causes sores, soreness, and sometimes, and quite often, those side effects prevent the treatment from happening. They have to stop the treatment. The first two products we've got in this area, one of them prevents sores arising in the mouth, sores arising on the skin. Okay, so we've got high hopes for that as a product. And we're continuing to fill our pipeline from the information that we're getting from both the retail and wholesale market, live data, and the hospital market. So we can continue to fill this pipeline. Okay. The businesses that operate in this area, Colonis is basically an ideas generator. They're analysing the data to see what's trending, and they have the skill set to know which regulatory pathways to take these products through to license. And there's several ways to take a product through to license. Remember here, we're low risk, so the cost of our developments are low, but the products themselves are relatively small. Okay, so just to give you a flavour, 70 products will probably have an average market size in the UK of about 1 million per product. Now that's interesting because it's just not interesting to large pharma. So we have a broad spread of risk here, low development costs, somewhere between 200,000 and 300,000 per product, known product. Okay, and the reason we know about it is because we're already doing it. Lambda's our own in-house physical developer, so it physically manipulates the product and allows us to develop it in-house, which is in our control. So this is a high growth area for us, 70 products in the current pipeline, all coming to market over the next 2 or 3 years. Medication adherence is an interesting area. There's a huge problem in the UK, and in fact in most healthcare economies, where people simply aren't taking their medication. Not because they don't want to, but because they forget or they just need some assistance. We have two businesses that operate in this area. One's a home care business, and one manufactures and supplies the base product here. This is a system which I won't go into too much detail because actually we've not built it into any of our numbers, that allows us to remotely monitor whether people are taking their medication at home. Okay? If you want to come and see this, we're on stand 4. What that allows is significant cost savings, because you can keep people at home who are simply going into hospital just because they're not taking their medication. And there's a huge span of valuation ranges here, but somewhere around 2 to 3 billion is the current estimate in the UK as to what that costs the NHS. Okay? That system is designed to stop that happening. But it also gives us information as to what products are being used by which patients in certain cohorts, which allows us to develop niche products into our pipeline. So in summary, this is a representation of our business model. We wait for an order to come to us by contracting with the large pharmacy chains and wholesalers in the UK, and it passes through one of our streams. Ultimately, our business model is to capture the order and then optimize the production or sourcing or licensing of that product thereafter, and then it goes back into the supply chain through our customer base. All called for by a doctor, all ending up at a patient. In terms of some financials, we've just gone through our year end. We wisely have a January year end for historic reasons, and I obviously can't give you the numbers, but we did put a statement out a couple of weeks ago. The previous year, we generate just over 60 million of revenues and an EBITDA of 12.2. We've stated in an RNS a couple of weeks ago that we expect to be about 12.7 million EBITDA this year. And that's the nice thing of our business. We have a strong core that's generating good, high profit, high cash generation income, which is funding 2 really nice growth areas. We've had some delays in our pipeline. Again, we mentioned this statement. They've simply shifted the pipeline to the right. The pipeline has been valued externally, and it's looking very strong as we expected. Okay, so that will start to deliver from kind of the early part of this year and onwards. 5 products already in the market. We are dividend paying, and we expect to grow that dividend as we go forward. So again, a dividend generating business as well as a high growth business. So we've got a proven track record. We've generated growth across the years. The fundamentals of the group are actually stronger than we went onto the market, and the 2 reasons for that is we've got a broader pipeline. It's more than double, and we've made a couple of acquisitions, which I've mentioned previously. We're the market leader. We're a service-based business, which allows us to leverage our customer base to put new products through our pipeline. We've got significant growth opportunities in the pipeline, and also the Biodose Connect system, the remote monitoring system, and actually we think that'll be a high growth. We've got great routes to market, and we've got significant overseas potential. About 98% of our business is currently in the UK, but we can take it overseas. And we'll expect to launch this medication system during the first half of this year. So that's Quantum. I'm just about bang on time, actually. So if you've got any questions, please come and see us at stand 4. Thanks for your time.